All right, here we go. We're on a little lead-in song, Colt Ford tonight. So let's do a Colt Ford. Look out, my outfit's ridiculous. In the club, looking so conspicuous. And wow, these women all want the crowd. If you hold your head steady, I'm gonna milk your cow. Get it up, daddy, I'm gonna speak the truth. The whole stop, never get a minute birthday shoes. Let me know the cold, let me know the time. Watch your toes out, let me jack it. All right. Let's stop all that craziness. So, I'm here on Saturday. Thank God for Saturday. Oh man, I got to sleep like twice today. It was amazing. On the 7th of October, 2017, with a buddy of mine, I've actually got a guest this time. So I hope everyone's doing good. Survived the old harvest moon out there. We got Colt Ford playing tonight in Tybee, and I'm chilling with you. And where did we want to go? Did we want to start with the whole incident, or did we want to start with the left pushing it, or where do you want to go?
I think it is that
You all right?
that someone who necessarily imposes their own views on other people without any reason to.
For me,
so,
I want freedom. I want the freedom to do whatever the hell I want to do as long as I don't hurt anybody. And that doesn't mean that you have to do what I'm doing. So, okay, I mean, you know, if you don't like guns, then you don't have to have one. But, you know, that doesn't mean that other people shouldn't. Because, good Lord, you just ban it for everybody. The criminals are going to have it anyway. They don't care about the law.
right.
Clearly, this brilliant, intelligent guy, right? This brilliantly intelligent guy, that's what they're calling him. How did it end for him? Not very well. Not very well from what I saw. And
Here's the thing about the left-wing narrative, is it's never consistent with itself.
no,
And
no.
that is a huge red flag for any line of thought.
It's doublespeak. It's like Orwell, 1984.
It's 100% doublespeak, and it's 100% not self-consistent. And so, like, whenever you look into any thought process, the biggest red flag that it's fallacious is that it's not consistent with itself, right? And that is 100% the case with the left.
Well,
And there are a few things that I think that they haven't realized. Number one is that if you ban guns become another illicit substance. Right now, there is high demand for things like drugs.
well, clearly it worked when they banned alcohol. They had all these more stronger alcohols, all these crazy things going out there, and all this other stuff. Right? They made these spirits, and they had moonshine stills, and they were running shine. You ban something,
Right.
you make something even more potent come out and be there. So it's kind of
Well, maybe.
Countering.
But here's the problem. I mean,
counterproductive.
if you talk about banning guns in this country, let me tell you, for half a century, the U.S. government has run drugs to Central and South America. Okay,
Oh yeah, of course.
there are tons, literally tons, of military-grade weapons. Okay,
Yeah.
and if you can run 1,000 kilos of cocaine through the border, you can easily smuggle whatever arms that you want. And here's what they don't realize is that the moment you ban guns, number one, the criminals. There are two types of people that aren't going to listen to that. Number one, the criminals.
Of course. Yeah.
Average gang member, right? They don't care. They're still going to get the gun. They're still going to get the guns.
Oh, it's banned.
there's
Whatever. I guess it's
marketing.
banned, but I still have it.
The other thing that they haven't taken into account is now that you've banned the guns,
You got the
You've now
civilians
made-
are now at a
deeply
disadvantage.
suspicious of your motives.
well, the civilians are at a disadvantage too because all the law-abiding people now don't have anything, and there you are with the non-law-abiding people not giving a damn. They have whatever.
Right.
So
Yeah, well, I mean, in places like Detroit,
what?
or Chicago, or what have you,
Chicagoland,
or even
Chicagoistan. I saw it called Chirac in the chat box yesterday. God, Chirac is on fire. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
The chat box is lit, dude. If you ever like put on the Alex Jones show while it's live, and you go to the Ron Gibson, and you just watch the chat box, there's a lot of trolls in there. There's a lot of crazy people in there, and there's a few like good people in there, and it is always just lit. And they say the most ridiculous things off the meter.
Well, I think a lot of it is. I mean, you go play something like, say, for example, play MMO, right? You play World of Tanks, you play World of Warship, you play whatever.
Oh yeah, that's
And any chat box is just going to be spammed with stupid infantile shit.
That's pretty much what it is. It's like a bunch of video game players, and they're in the chat box. Yeah. All right, you know what video game players say? They're off the meter.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's funny. It really is. Like, it's funny. It's funny and like. It's funny in a stupid way, right?
Yes, in a really
something is so stupid it's funny. That's that.
Yes. They're like praise Keck and all this other stuff, and the gay frogs thing comes on, and they all lose it. The bone broth. They just lose their minds, and it's awesome.
Well, part of it is that the American sense of humor is based on exaggeration. And so if you can say something so stupid, so exaggeratedly stupid, it's funny. And that's in large part what's going on there, I think.
I think Alex does it to actually to up his viewers. Let me go ahead.
We're not getting what you
Here it
told
is.
us that was key.
Here's one of them.
The bone broth. 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 Well, now it's the next level of that.
All right, stop that. That's what it is, though, man. They play that commercial in that thing. Oh man, the chat box lights off. As far as the whole thing, I'm not really sure what happened. What I'm seeing is, and there's clear footage that there was multiple gunners. I saw that, like, you could hear it way off in the distance, and Alex analyzed it and broke it down, and it's like ba-da-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da, and I heard things that happened at the Bellagio and stuff. And
well,
then,
I don't know, like, it's...
And then you hear something real close. Let me finish.
Theories. I mean, there are a lot of variables at play. Like, it is entirely possible that there was one gunman with a bump stock. That is 100% possible.
I don't know. It's not, because you could hear it down the road, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da, and then you hear it right next to the person, and this is live footage, raw footage, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, like real loud right next to him. So it's not an echo from down the road or anything. There are multiple shooters.
Think about, I mean, now, I will entertain the idea that, yeah, there absolutely could have been multiple gunmen. Yeah, I would, like, that would be huge if there were multiple gunmen.
There are.
But consider the other side. Consider the fact that the gunman was in Vegas, in and amongst very large buildings, right? Sound does weird things in such an environment, especially.
No, you don't hear it. You don't hear it.
Buildings.
No, you don't hear it quiet down the road, and then it's right above you real loud. You don't hear it quiet down the road, then it's right above you real loud. No, There was a lot of. There was more people shooting.
What is it? The Mandalay Bay building is actually like a curved structure. It's kind of a parabolic shape, semi-parabolic shape. Like, it's entirely possible that the sound could have been amplified and then reverberated around, and so you're getting two sounds that are coming from the same source but sound different. It's entirely possible, but
I don't think so.
You know,
I don't think so. Not with what I watched. I'd have to bring that. I don't even have it on hand right now, but not with what I watched. The issue, I don't think, is even that. I think the guy was kind of the patsy or the fall guy for a gun running deal gone wrong, similar to Fast and Furious, and I think they actually targeted a pro-Trump crowd and said, as a direct message, to go ahead and, hey, you better roll over. You better go ahead and go along with us, or we're going to kill you. We're going to kill your followers. We're going to kill you. I think that was a direct threat, not only to Trump followers, but to Trump himself. And to kill that many people as a threat is very bad. I just, You don't take people's
Well-
lives. You're not anyone to deal out death and judgment. Nobody is. And I don't feel very good about any of that. And
I do think that the deep state exists, but I think that the definition of the deep state means different things to different people. Right now, I think,
they're trying to kill us.
The left and the right have some notion of the deep state. The traditional left has the idea of the military-industrial and financial complex, and I think there is certainly some truth to that. And I think Republicans have, right-wingers. I won't say Republicans. A lot of people on the right.
There's factions, dude.
Loathe the traditional right, or what the Republican Party has become.
There's a lot more factions than left-right, and I think left-right is not even correct to really even say right now because.
Right.
What do I call myself? Neither, really.
Right.
I consider myself freedom-loving. I guess I'm not libertarian, though, because I don't like where that party went in the last election. They were, like, stripping down in animal shorts, showing how much they were willing to be sold out. People putting dollars in the leopard print skivvies of that guy, whatever the hell that guy was doing. They pretty much showed how much they were willing to sell out. And
no one can take them seriously. And part of that could be the desire to undermine a third party.
They went ahead and did it. They went ahead and did it. They were willing to do it at their convention
with a large wad of money and say, "Hey, do something crazy, and I'll pay you some money." In an attempt to discredit the entire movement.
Quite literally. And they did it right there at their convention, which I can't understand why you would sell out that much if you're that much against the system.
Well, a lot of them are also they are
controlled opposition. I don't know.
They're traditional liberal types. They have a traditional liberal personality, and that means they're very kind of wild and free thinking and those sort of things.
Right. You mean like Thomas Jefferson liberal, kind of like I am. I don't really care what you do. Just don't hurt us. I mean, hey, do whatever you want.
They're almost like hippie Burning Man liberal. They're almost the, free love, blah, 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 blah. They're kind of like the traditional hippie liberal without the communism, if you will.
Yeah,
without the cynical need for control.
That's what I'm saying. I kind of am that. Actually, I'm either that or just go the hell away anarchy. I mean, hell with it. Go away. I'm okay by myself. Leave me alone. Quit taking my money. Hey, if we want a road there, let's pay for a road. How about we decide it on a case-by-case basis?
Right.
I don't really want to be spending all this money towards more and more government, more and more. Government does everything wrong. To hell with the government. Get rid of it. But not to the point where we don't have anything. And that's what the Constitution was meant to be. Isn't it to be as close to anarchy as possible while still having, some kind of a, hey, we're all Americans though, right? Yeah, we are.
Mm-hmm.
It's something like that.
Well, to be honest, I think what we're fighting is a certain personality type. I think that's really the enemy, and I think that's what the founding fathers kind of picked up on too. Well, the enemy is a personality.
There you go.
And the personality is someone who really has a strong need for control.
That's it. You can't do something that is your own thing, and you can't do anything unless they agree to it. And that's crazy to me. Look, let people do their own thing. Let them do their own thing. Let them do whatever they want. As long as they're not hurting anybody and as long as they're being cool, they can bring so many new things and cool things into the world. Why would you force things? You don't force things on anybody. As soon as you start forcing things on people, it is over. And that's where the left just completely falls. And I guess you call it the left. I call it, I don't know what I call it. Radical? I don't know what I call it.
At this point, the left isn't even consistent with their own belief system.
Yes.
They think they are because they subscribe to some very effective propaganda. And when they follow the propaganda, they think that they're not in contradiction with themselves.
Well, as soon as you
But
force your way
to
of
maintain that
thought,
illusion, they have to constantly be up on the propaganda. They have to constantly subscribe to it. They have to constantly read it and constantly watch TV and they have to constantly soak this stuff up. If they take a break from it for a little while, say for years, for example, when they come back, they're not going to recognize it. They're going to, and the inconsistency is going to be a lot more evident to them.
well, when you force something on somebody without, when you force something on somebody without, like, actually listening to what they say, and you're going to hit them over the head with a bike lock if they don't agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's terrible, and that's not even the left. That would be fascism. That would be a far right. So I don't really.
No, it's communism. It's basically it's stereotypical communism.
It's kind of the same thing, but I mean,
Yeah.
when you're forcing things on people through
it's
violence,
authoritarianism, and you can't say that it's fascism or it's authoritarianism. That's what it is.
yes, there you go. And you're forcing things on people through violence.
Right.
And I don't know. I got a fun little song here. Let me play it. I won't play it. You know, it's kind of like this.
How did he get in here? He's supposed to be with a few people outside. How about all week we're talking about the national crowds that are going to be outside? It's hot out.
It's hot.
We're going to show up with the helmets and the black masks. We've got gloves and we've got everything. Antifa!
All right, I'll stop. I'm sorry. I had to go. I had to go that direction. That's what it is, man. They bash you over the head with a bike lock. They knock you around if you don't agree with them. What the hell?
That's right. And their excuse is something that's completely fallacious. They make the assumption.
I'd like some fellatio.
Their primary assumption is that the people that they're against are would naturally impose violence on the people that they disagree with. And I think that is a false premise.
And you see what I did right there? Actually, like by saying I'd like some fellatio. That's what a fucking troll in the chat room would say, right? A video game player. That's what those guys do. That's a video game style thing. But you're absolutely right with your point. I want you to say it again. Say it again so that I hear it again.
So basically, their premise is that the people that they are politically opposed to, which in this case, like say for example, if you're dealing with Antifa or you're dealing with someone that's on the very far left, they assume that people that we say that are on the alt-right or the far right.
The alt-right. Oh God! All right, we'll start on that in a minute.
These people are naturally going to commit violence against their political opponents. That's a false premise.
Yes.
They don't know that. Like, the only thing that they have is that, okay, well, this one time, almost 100 years ago, in Central Europe, that happened. They have no reason to believe that would happen again.
Well, anyone that knows me knows I am not violent. I hate violence. I don't like to even go down that road. I can go down that road. I just hate to do it. I don't ever do it because I don't have to, because I can talk to you for the most part.
Right.
People have a certain degree of intelligence where at some point I can reach them like, hey man, or I will just walk away like, all right dude, fine, you think what you want. I'm not going to be violent. I'm a nice person. I try to be. Anyway, you know?
Well, they're trying to preempt what they're trying to preempt violence with violence. And that's the idea. I mean, it's almost like a neoconservative kind of ideology, and that's where they're inconsistent with themselves.
Exactly. They're going to the right while being on the left. They're going to the right while being on the left. I mean, that's why I don't even like to categorize it that way. We're going to stop you with violence. What? Wait a second. What are you talking about, man? Can't you stop me with thoughts and ideas?
They're hypocrites.
Usually you can. If you got some good thoughts and you put them together right, usually I'll take a look at them. You know?
Right. Well, the good thing is when your enemies make mistakes, don't get in the way.
Oh,
And
they are eating themselves right now. Absolutely.
they're eating themselves. And I tell you what is really the root of it all. It's identity politics. Identity politics is the root of it all. And
Absolutely. Yeah, we have to be on this side. We have to be on this side or else. And we're not going to do anything else other than be on this side. And by God, we have to be on this side, because if we go away from this side, our friends might not like us. Oh God.
Well, it's become, well, what we're seeing is I don't know if you watch Black Pigeon Speaks, but he says some really apt things.
Who is that? Wait, say that again.
I don't know if you watch Black Pigeon Speaks.
Black Pigeon Speaks.
Yeah. He has a channel on YouTube, and he says some very apt things, and he makes some very good points, especially if you know a lot of history, especially history of, well, just world history in general. He says a lot of very apt things, and one of the things that he says is that Western liberalism is degenerate, and it's not degenerate in the sense that, in like what we think of as being morally degenerate.
Let me.
And maybe it is, but it's.
I want to go in a direction with that, but keep going.
It's self-consuming, and so it has no long-term future, because you could, like, the only way it's sustainable is to limit the amount of liberalism that you have, and or the kind of liberalist ideologies that you kind of take. And one of those things is to be anti-tribal, and we've become anti-tribal so much that we're allowing other tribes to take advantage of us. Other tribes are not losing their tribalism, but we lost our tribalism. And so as a result, like, our ability to defend ourselves, we're handcuffing essentially ourselves, as a result of the amount of liberalism that we have.
I can see handcuffing ourselves, and I don't want to go into tribalism and anti-tribalism or anything like that. What I want to go into is, I think that we kind of, after World War II, that we helped win, we kind of brought the Nazis over, and the West and Western medicine is still following the same Nazi regime. So basically, you got a bunch of Nazis running Western medicine, and they're.
I don't think that's the case at all.
They're trying to kill. Hold on. Let me finish.
Is that the primary fear of the National Socialist movement in Germany, besides being authoritarian, was that they were scared shitless of the communists.
I'm looking big picture here. I'm looking real big picture. Hold on. I'm thinking that they're trying to kill the general population, just like eugenics style, like they were then. They're trying to kill everybody, and they're trying to have a few people at the top still make it. And I'm wondering if the whole thing isn't just to kill us all, and just kind of they emerge or whatever. And I don't know. I almost want to go into this, but I don't know. What do you think about Sitchin's idea of the Nibiru, basically one of its moons or something, kind of hit Tiamat back in the day, and that caused the asteroid belt, and Earth moved in towards its orbit where it is now. There was a way station on Mars, basically spaceports and stations in various places that we can't even go now because we can't look at them. We can't look at the places in Iraq and Lebanon and those places. Iraq, I guess, is the correct way to say it. Lebanon and those places. We can't even look at any of that. What do you think about there possibly being other beings that kind of spliced us together and made us? And we're kind of the creation of something that's a little bit bigger, but at the same time, who created them? And they're not the real God; they're the little G. The big G is the creator, the guy with the song that actually sang it and thought all of this up. I don't know. I'm getting into my whole worldview here, so I'm going beyond politics, but sorry.
Yeah, I think I think a lot of that, like, there's no reason for anyone to believe a lot of that sort of stuff, like the Nibiru, whatever, Tiamat.
Well, it's 3,600 years, so it's been, a long time. I don't think it's going to crash into Earth if it comes back by, but there is evidence that there's another planet out there. I mean, it's been found. There are main headlines. There are mainstream sites that say, yeah, there's something else out there. And you got asteroids flying by the Earth.
There's another Neptune-like planet.
Yeah.
Out there.
And you got asteroids flying by the Earth and everything. I don't know. I just feel like maybe that's possible, and maybe we haven't been taught correctly on a lot of things, and possibly because a lot of people just don't know, so they don't want to say anything about it.
I mean, it's entirely possible, and there's nothing wrong with not voicing an opinion if you don't know something about something. But my feeling is that I think if there was something like that, then it would be much more well known, basically.
What the hell would be well known? What the hell happened with the two towers? What the hell happened in Las Vegas? Is anything well known? I don't trust the government. I don't trust anything they tell me anymore. And I was one of the smart kids in school that, was good at school. Whatever, I'm good at school. Bullshit. It doesn't matter. I just, I'm just sitting here like, what happened?
Yeah.
Where did the whole world fail? No.
Yeah.
We're not being taught correctly. That's for sure. And I'm willing to say that.
You are 100% right. You are justified, I think, in your distrust of authority. I mean, just an old Greek saying, an old axiom is that, an alliance with the powerful is never to be trusted in general. So I think that's a good abstract axiom. And so a special case of that would be an alliance with the U.S. government that would therefore not be trusted because they're the most powerful entity on the face of the planet. So I think you are probably correct in your distrust of authority.
Oh man!
And especially the forces that enable the U.S. government, and I think those forces are in no small part financial.
Well, I know your father woke me up a little bit and got me started on the path, even though I was just trying to have fun and go swim in the pool and hot tub and everything else. I just like to have fun, and I still just like to have fun. I thought we had already won back then. I thought it was fun. It was all good. We could do whatever we wanted. It was cool. No, we haven't won yet, apparently. And, I can't just go swimming every day and have fun and do what I want. I have to I have to work at it, and it's a constant thing. I guess that's the animating contest of liberty. But I really do think some of these things happened, and I just think that we're not being taught correctly, and the people in the schools telling me I'm not the right fit after, I taught Jonathan, Jay's little brother, I taught Jay's little brother AP Calculus. I came in late October around Halloween. They didn't know shit, dude. They didn't know anything, all right? And I taught them AP Calculus, and I had people getting 5 out of 5 on that AP test.
Yeah.
End of the year comes around. Oh, I'm not the right fit for the school. Why? Why is that? I pretty much saved your program.
Well,
what the hell are you doing?
I think they don't really care about student success.
They don't care about anything or anybody.
It's a show, man. People are trying to protect themselves.
They don't care about anything or anybody other than themselves. And you're right there. They're trying to protect themselves. They don't care about anything or anybody other than themselves. but they eat themselves. They destroy themselves when they do that because 2 years later, they weren't there.
This is the danger of the bureaucracy. We've just nailed it. This is the problem. Is why do they fear for themselves? The answer is the bureaucracy. There is a massive bureaucracy that has a microscope on them, and so they don't give a shit whether the kids fail or not. It's all about CYA. That's what's happening.
That's right. It's all CYA, and that's what they told me. Cover your ass. And then I heard other people that were there say, "Oh, you need to learn how to play the game. Play the game." I'm like, sweetheart, this isn't a game. These are people's lives. I care about them. What the hell are you talking about? Play the game. Fuck that.
Yep. This is the problem with the control freak personality. They want to implement more regulation, more bureaucracy in a school system.
It's out of control.
This is the outcome. This is the natural outcome of that personality type, and them trying to impose their need for control on the entire world around them. That's what's happening.
Oh, buddy, I gotta cut it here. Dang it! Oh, I want to keep going. We could go for hours. I know we could. Oh man, so let's do it again soon. Can I get you back on pretty soon?
Yeah, absolutely. Just let me know.
All right. I'll get you back on in like, I don't know, a week or so. I can't do it during the week, obviously. I'm a 9 to 5er, man. I'm an ass, but whatever. I try to research and do things. All right. Hey, homie,
just let me know.
Congratulations on the marriage. Take care. Get yourself well. Do some Silver Bullet, actually. I will plug that. I will plug that product because I do it. When I start to get sick, it's over. Silver Bullet, man. But don't do it for like a long, extended
Right. Okay.
Yeah, man. I'll see you next time, dude. I'm gonna go ahead and hang it up and play it out and stop the recorder and run out to the parking lot because my ride is here with food, and I'm about to go to see Colt Ford, which is fun. So,
all right.
I get to have some fun. Oh shit! Right. Thank God we're still in America. If anybody shoots the place up, I guess I'll be ready for it. God, you asshole, you better not. Cunt. I just, Alright, I'll see you, man.
Okay, take care.
Yes, sir. All right.
Don't take my kindness for weakness. Oh no. Don't take my silence for ignorance. Oh no. So if you're stepping on the line, stopping on the way line, there's two things you need to know. We don't retreat, we reload. Always.